it's Michelle, and I'm doing another vintage rose project for you guys today. You may remember this pendant here from my vintage rose pendant video, and in that video I demonstrated how I attach this to the base, and then I set it aside and finished showing you the project with one that I had already had drying overnight so that we could do that vintage rose pendant. So I've had this put together since that video and I hadn't done anything with it. So I thought I would come up with something different than just the pendant like we did before and maybe do a bracelet. So that's what we're going to do today. And what we're going to be using for that is our already assembled pendant, and you can refer to my vintage rose necklace pendant video if you want to see how I did that, and I'll put the link below to that video if you want to back up and watch that too. And in addition to that, we're going to be using 8 5mm pearls, and I've got 8 eye pins. And that's just the one that already has the loop made on one end, and I'm using those in the antique brass color to kind of match with my pendant. Those are just in the 1.5 inch size, probably even a 1 inch size would do. And then I have 10 jump rings. I'm not sure of the measurement on those. Let's see. Those are about 6mm. So 10 of those and a lobster clasp. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make little segments for our bracelet with our eye pins and one of our pearls on each pin. And then we're just going to bend that over. And that is kind of difficult to work with when you've got so little to hold on to. Let's see if I can use my pliers to help me bend that. Cut that down to about 1/4 inch. And we want to get those as close to the same measurement as we can, so that that loop will match on both ends when we're done. If you can see that there, that's pretty close in size. And that just forms one link in our bracelet. So we're going to do that with all 8 of our eye pins and all 8 of our pearls. And another thing that I forgot to mention was you want to make sure that both of your loops are going in the same direction. And if they're not, you can just get a hold of that and twist that to make sure they end up in the same direction. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of these, and then I'll come back and show you how to put it together. So there we have all 8, and we're ready to start assembling. And we're going to have 4 on each side of our rose. And we're just going to attach those with jump rings in between every link. Take our next jump ring and put on our jump ring and pearl, and another one of our pearls. So we're kind of creating a chain. See how that's going? Get another jump ring and put on our chain so far, and another pearl link. And we're getting 1 pearl longer every time we do that. Another jump ring. And put on our chain by the last pearl that we put on, and another pearl, and then at the end of that we're going to need 1 more jump ring, so that our chain begins and ends with a jump ring. And you don't have to use jump rings this big. I just kind of like the look that that gave. So there we have our chain made up of 5 jump rings with 4 pearl links in between. So we're going to make another one just like that for the other side. And then we're simply going to attach those jump rings to each side of our pendant with our rose on it. So we'll take one of our chains, open up our jump ring on that, and just put that through any loop in your scalloped edge there on your pendant. So there's one side. And then we'll attach the other side, open up our jump ring, and then we want to make sure that we come directly across from the loop that has this one in it, straight across into that next one. And to one end, I'm going to add a lobster clasp. let's see what kind of length that gives us. Just about 6 1/4. So we're going to need that just a little bit longer. Okay, so 2 more eye pins and 2 more yellow pearls. And I had not made one of these ahead of time. So we're just figuring out the sizes together and what that turns out to be once we have them all linked together. I had not put one together yet to get those measurements. Okay, so I took my lobster clasp back off so we can extend that by 1 more pearl link on each end and 2 more jump rings. Okay, so we'll assemble 2 more. There are 2 more links. Put our jump rings on them. And then attach 1 to each end. So we'll open up that last jump ring on our chain and add that on by the pearl end. And do the same thing to the other side. To make sure that we've got a good balance so that our chain is the same length on both sides, because that'll make sure that our rose is in the center of our bracelet. Okay, let's see what that got us. Okay, we're right at about 7 inches now, and we'll be about 7 1/4 with our lobster clasp. So I think we'll go ahead and attach it. I think 7 1/4 is a good size. And you guys can adjust this however you want by using more links or different size beads. That will create different size links for you. And we'll see if I can get that latched. I need one of those bracelet helpers. Okay, there we go. And I think that is so pretty. Again, keeping with that vintage look with roses and pearls and the antique bronze color. I just love those. So in the long run, we needed our pendant, 10 pearls, 10 eye pins, 12 jump rings, and a lobster clasp. And I will put that list on my blog if you all want to go over and check that out. Everything will be on there for you. And that brings you out with about a 7 1/4 inch bracelet. I think that is beautiful. So you guys be sure to let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any other ideas we could do with these vintage cameo settings. I'm really loving working with the vintage look. So if you all have any new ideas, be sure to let me know. If you recreate any of these, I would love to see your work in our Facebook group, Craftie Minds. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already done that. Give me a like on my Facebook page. Follow me on Pinterest and Instagram. And don't forget to visit the blog. I'll put the links of all of those social media sites in the description below, so be sure and check those out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.